Hello my dear friends and welcome back to my tutorial. Today we will talk about the graphics. Maybe you don't know, but I have my own Instagram. You can go there, you can check my posts. But here I wanna show you what I'm doing. Actually, this is my daily work, what I'm doing on my main job. But I just doing the small pictures, the cut sections, as you can see here, and rendering it in Revit. So I wanna today share with you how you can achieve the same result, what you need for that, and maybe it will be useful for your school project or maybe your project with the client, I don't know. So for this tutorial I will show you two different techniques. One we will do in Revit, another one we will do in Rhino. If you are ready, let's get started. And I will start from my previous project. This project you can find in the previous video. I already did this project. You can download this project from the previous video. Just go there, find the link, and you will get this complete project. But we are talking not about this project today. We are talking about the graphics. What I wanted to tell you. If you will see my previous projects, on my Instagram, for example this picture, you can see here we have the two type of the shading. This type of the shading comes from the Revit, so it's not any extension program. If you will look here, or for example here, or even here, it's called the ambient light. So I'm using here on this side ambient light. Also you can see another type of the shadow. This is cast light. So we are casting here casting the shadow, not light. This part is casting the shadow, and this part is ambient light. This is really important for us when we will work now with the Revit. If you know how it's working, I think I already did a lot of the tutorials about it. It's fine. If not, I will show you right now. Let's go back to the Revit. As you can see now, when we're working in our project, we're not using any shadows. This is right, because your project can be heavy, and if you will use some shadows, your PC becomes slowly. Of course, if you have the powerful PC, it will be great. You can use the shadows without any problem, but if not, don't use it when you're working. I will go to the graphics. Here is the visual style. Let's open up, and straight away let's go to the display options. We'll go to display options, and as you understand, we should modify our shadows. It's here, shadows. Let's open up the shadows, and let's start from the show ambient shadows. Let's apply, and as you can see, this part where we should get the casting the shadows, we get ambient shadow on this part, by this way you can feel the volume of your building, so this is much better. Working with the shadow ambient shadow, you can work with that when it's switching on, but if you have a really huge project, I worked with that. It's really bad idea because it will be slowly. Okay, we did with that. I will use now cast the shadows. Let's apply it, and we get so weird things right now. First of all, our light, our sun is going from this side, and it's not so high. So I think it's somewhere till the horizontal line. So we will change it right now. How you can change? Go to the sun and use the sun settings. Here you can easily change azimuth and altitude of your sun. Okay, we first will change for example, the altitude of our sun. For example, I will change it to the 45 degree, and you will see the difference. Let's apply it, and as you can see now, shadow casting with the I will draw the line. Before it was sun somewhere here, and it was shading, casting light like that, shadow and now sun somewhere here. We can make it, for example, 90 degree. It's 12 o'clock, 12 a.m. Let's do the 90 degree, and let's apply it, and now you will see it's exactly above our building. So it's really bad idea because not any sun inside. I think the 45 or 65 will be enough. I will show you the 65 degree. And it's not any shadows inside. This is bad idea. We wanna get a bit shadow inside, and this is what we want. Another thing before we will switch to another type of the shading, the azimuth. What does that mean, azimuth of the light? I will show you. Right now our sun looking from this side, but azimuth it means around our Earth. So here is the 135 degree, and somewhere here it's, for example, 50. And let's try it. We wanna get sun from this side. It's better for us. Let's change to the 50. And let's say okay. Let's apply. Oh, I mistake. As you can see, sun from that side. So let me, I will change for the 20. Now sun going from that side. We will change for the even. Let's write 360. And maybe I will start from the 10. 10 in there. 100 from where? 100 from here. 200 from that side. And as we understand, 150 it will be a bit closely, 180. And this what I want to get, as you can see. Now two sides have enough the light. Okay, we will leave it like that. But the altitude we will change to the 38 degree. Now, no, even less, 30 degree. Yeah, much better. I will leave like that. And I will unswitch off the casting my shadow on the ground plane, as you can see here. I don't want to use like my ground floor for the casting shadow. Let's unswitch off this button and say okay. And now, as you can see, not any shadow on my floor. This is much better. Now we have the shadows only on my model. This is what I want to get. And another thing, as you can see, our shadow is a bit dark. I don't like when I doing some pictures, the screenshots for you guys. I don't like when it's so dark. You can change it immediately if you will go to the graphics display options here, and if you will go to the light here. For example, here you can use these sliders. For example, I will change intensity of the sun. It's not will change anything because we're not using it so much, but for example, ambient light, I will change it, and I will change a bit the shadows. As you can see now, our shadows is so soft, but if I will go to the 100%, it will be so dark. Maybe someone like this style, it's like comics. It's really like a comic style, but I really like when it's soft one. It's already about the taste. If you like on that way, fine, use it. Let's say okay, and we already get our image as I want. Of course, you can change some direction of your camera, blah blah blah, whatever you want. It's again about the taste. Another thing, when we casting the shadow, when we trying to get interesting image, you can change color for your window. Let me check which type of the glass I'm using for window. I think this is standard one. I will check it out to the main colors. Give me a second. Here the glass. Let me find the glass. Here the glass, somewhere here. And now you can change, for example, pattern of the surface pattern. Let me, I will change to the solid one. I will say this will be something like that. And yeah, why not? Something like that. Maybe less like that. And here I will do the same thing for the background, but I will change a bit the color. For example, for that one. And let's say okay, let's apply it. Once you will apply it, if you are using this glass for this type of the window, it will be changed. As you can see, it was changed. You can see so light color, blue light color, but now you already have the style for your building. As you can see, it's already stylish one. Another thing what you can do, you can change, for example, to the shaded mode, for example, like that. As you can see, the color of your glass, it's not gone, it still have it, and the shadows and the ambient shadow, it's the same. But now you can do another thing. If you will go to the graphic display option, you can switch it off the shadows. I mean the edges of your building. Let's apply it, and you will get so smooth building like that. Kinda this really nice building you can get, for example, if you have the floor, because without the floor it looks not so perfect. Let me, I will create in 1 second the floor. It's not will take a lot of the time. I will create the floor and I will show you how it looks like when you have the floor. Maybe you can create some stand. It just for your building. I mean, it's not exactly the floor. It just to show volume of your building. The height minus 500 millimeter. Let me do. Not it's. I think here the 1500 millimeter. Yes, it is like that. And let me go back to the 3D. And now, as you can see, your building looks much better. If I will go to the visual graphic, I should show and switch off the levels. And now we get more clear result, as you can see. So now you can, without any render, just save your building like images, like image here. Just export it. Use the visible portion of this current view, so it means how you see it on your viewport. By this way, it will be exporting. And use the zoom tool. Let's use the zoom 500. It's a lot actually, but it's not bad for us. And don't use a lot of the raster image quality. Let's use. Let's try to save it. It will take a bit of time. And let's check it out. Here is my image, and as you can see, we get clear image, which is you can zoom a lot. You can now put it on your board and represent your project. Of course, I have the simple, and you can see how it looks really nice without any render. We didn't use any render, but it's how it looks like in Revit. Now we are switching to the Rhino, and I will show you how you, without the knowledge, can get really nice also renders from the Rhino. So we are back to the Rhino. Here is the Rhino, but before we do something in Rhino, we should get the model. How we can do that? Let's say we are working in Revit, we're just going to the 3D view, and you can just export your everything what you have on this view to the FBX. So let me, I will just export like FBX file to the somewhere where it's useful for you. After that, when you did it, go back to the Rhino and import your model. Let me, I will open this file. Here just settings, some settings, just say OK, and you get something like that. Let me first, I will maximize this view. And as you can see, this is Wireframe mode. It's everything alright, but we don't want to use the wireframe mode, we want to use, let me, I will show you, for example, the shaded one. And here's the model. It looks like in Revit or like in SketchUp, kind of similar. But if you will change this mode, for example, to the, let's say, ray traced one, it's starting to use the rendering, cycle render, and you will get something like a render. But as you can see, I don't like this style. I much prefer if we'll change this style to the Arctic one or even pen one. If you will get the pen style, it's like will be like that. It's much better. As you can see, I'm not doing anything. I'm just changing the style. Now you can go and export this file. But let me, I will change to the Arctic one, and as you can see, we get kind of like similar like in Revit. Here is the Revit, here is the Rhino. But here you have the much more settings than in Revit, for example. Let me, I will change, I did already my own one, Arctic with outlines. I think this one. Yeah, it's Technic one, as you can see. We get something like the shadows, which is like a line, as you can see. It's a bit like a line. I really like this style, but let me back to the Arctic one, and as you can see, we get something like that. You can change this style before you will render. You can change, as you can see, we have a lot of the things. Or you can change even the material which we are using here. For example, this one, we can apply some material for that. Let me, I will use it. For example, I will create material, the glass one. As you can see, just by a few clicks you can create the material. And let's apply some material for this element. I will choose this element and I will apply this material for this assign to object. You not will see anything, but once you will change this one to the ray traced mode, you will see here is now glass. So what I wanna to tell you, you can use, for example, if you need some meshing model, you can do without any settings. You can get this render in Rhino without any settings. Just place your object here, and you will get kind of images. If you wanna export your images, just write here in command like view capture to file. View capture to file, you will see your picture, and after that just use the scale, for example 5 times scale I wanna use, and export your image. Let me export it. It will take a bit of time. Done. Let me open up, and as you can see we get here the image. And this one from the Rhino, this one from the Revit. As you can see, two different style, but it's both really looks really nice. So what you next can do that, I will show you now with the Lightroom. Here we're back. Now we are working with Lightroom. Lightroom, I think you can get it if you are a student. You can get it not for free, but with really huge discount. If you are not a student, you also can get it. It's really cheap. Anyway, if you are working with the images, you should get some Adobe programs like Photoshop and Lightroom. So let's go to the photo here. To the file. Here I will find the add photos. Let me find my photos which we did already. Where is that? For example, this one. And let's review for import. Here is our photo, and let's add this photo to my stock. Let me find it. It's here. Just double click, and here is our photo. So what we can do with that photo? Actually, we can do everything. We can now change all these settings. But the nice things, we can use some presets. So if you will go to the presets, you will find here a lot of the presets. If you don't have it, you can download it and install. How to do that? I think you will find more best videos how you can download it, how you can install it. So I just want to show you the powerful of that program. For example, here is the styles. Each the styles, as you can see, it's already changing some settings, so you don't need to do it manually. You just need to choose your own style. We don't have here a lot of the colors. That's why you cannot see, for example, extremely difference between one preset and another one. But for example, here we can see some difference. Here more white, here more darkness, and here is more darkness, and here is violet. For example, I really prefer use this one, for example. You can already see on my photos I'm using the presets number 7 or presets number 8. So, and it's really cool for us. For example, the presets number 9, I will use it. Once I want to use it, just double click on that. It's already applied on your image. And as you can see, it's really a powerful thing. Once you did it, now you can just export your image to for example, the Photoshop, or you can export it like a JPEG, or you can save original one and, for example, small one for the website. I will export the large one. I will use this folder for that one, and it's exporting with these presets. And once it will be done, I will show you result. Here is done. Let me open up, and here is the result. And here is the original one, here is the result. So if you have more nice renderings and you want to get it more perfectly, use the Lightroom. Lightroom helping you get really perfect result and creating your own style. So this is really nice thing, because you can render with the different settings, but with some presets in Lightroom you can create different renderings with the one style, so you will get your own line. I hope this tutorial, or kind of like a tutorial, was helpful for you. Just let me know below the video. I wanna understand, do you like the kind of tutorials, or you wanna more going deeply to the Revit or Dynamo, or maybe you wanna know the Rhino with Grasshopper. Let me know below the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.